Lot, Abraham's nephew and his role in the Sodom and Gomorrah story. Lot is a key figure in the book of Genesis, known primarily for his association with his uncle Abraham, then Abram, and his involvement in the dramatic destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. His story is one of faith, hospitality, and moral testing, but also of downfall and controversy. 1. Lot's background and relationship with Abraham. Family lineage. Lot was the son of Haran, the brother of Abraham. Genesis 11 verse 27. After Haran's death, Lot was raised by Abraham. Journey with Abraham. Lot traveled with Abraham from Ur of the Chaldeans to Haran and later to Canaan. Genesis 12 verse 4-5. Prosperity and separation. Both Abraham and Lot became wealthy in livestock. Their herdsmen began to quarrel, so they agreed to separate. Abraham generously allowed Lot to choose his land first, and Lot chose the fertile Jordan Valley, settling near Sodom. Genesis 13 verse 5-13. 2. Lot's role in the Battle of the Kings. Lot was caught in a conflict between rival kings in Genesis 14. The king of Elam, Chedorlaomer, and his allies waged war against the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah, capturing Lot and his possessions. Abraham rescued Lot with 318 trained men, defeating the enemy kings and restoring Lot's freedom. 3. Lot in the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. One of the most well-known parts of Lot's story is his experience in Sodom and Gomorrah. Angels visit Lot. Genesis 19 verse 1-11. 2 angels appearing as men visited Lot in Sodom, where he offered them hospitality. The wicked men of Sodom attempted to assault the angels, demanding that Lot bring them out. Instead, Lot controversially offered his daughters to the mob to protect his guests. The angels struck the men of the city with blindness, protecting Lot and his family. The warning and escape. Genesis 19 verse 12-22. The angels warned Lot that God was about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah due to their extreme wickedness. They commanded Lot to flee with his family without looking back. Lot's sons-in-law mocked him, refusing to leave. The angels physically dragged Lot, his wife, and his 2 daughters out of the city, urging them to flee to safety. The destruction and Lot's wife. Genesis 19 verse 23-26. As fire and brimstone rained down on Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot's wife disobeyed the angelic warning and looked back. She was turned into a pillar of salt as a result. 4. Lot's final story, the cave and his daughters. Genesis 19 verse 30-38. After escaping to a small town called Zoar, Lot became fearful and moved into a cave with his daughters. The controversial incident. Lot's daughters, believing they were the last humans on earth, got their father drunk and slept with him to preserve their family line. They each bore a son. Moab, the ancestor of the Moabites. Ben-Ami, the ancestor of the Ammonites. These nations later became enemies of Israel. 5 themes and lessons from Lot's life. Positive aspects. Hospitality. Lot showed great hospitality to the angelic visitors. Faith. He followed Abraham and benefited from God's protection. Negative aspects. Poor choices. Lot consistently chose self-interest over faith, such as when he settled near wicked Sodom. Moral compromises. Offering his daughters to the mob and later fathering children with them shows ethical failures. Loss and consequences. Despite his material wealth, Lot lost his wife, home, and reputation. 6. Lot's legacy in the Bible. Mentioned in the New Testament. 2 Peter 2, verse 7-8 calls Lot a righteous man, troubled by the wickedness around him. Jesus referenced Lot's wife as a warning against looking back. Luke 17, verse 32. Symbolism. Sodom and Gomorrah became symbols of divine judgment. Lot's choices warn against compromising with evil. Final thought. Lot's life is a mix of faith, compromise, and tragedy. Though he was spared from destruction, his poor decisions led to long-term consequences. His story serves as both a warning and a lesson in trusting God's guidance over material wealth or worldly success.